Quirks, oversimplifications, and shortcomings. LAC is not without its quirks. Much of the logic has been deliberately oversimplified in order to maximize frame rate and to make it easy to learn. For example, you cannot see incoming bullets, cannon shells, rockets, or missiles in any of the online multiplayer missions. In fact, although the invisible bullets coming from human opponents behave as directed by the opposing person, bullets coming from automated bots in bombers or from airfields are really just mathematical rules, like rolls of an imaginary pair of dice. The odds of taking a hit can be diminished by jinking, or by flying at extreme speeds or from bizarre angles, but you aren't really dodging bullets with that process. You're just playing the odds versus the sim's brutally simple risk mathematics. The artificial intelligence used by LAC's bots is not very sophisticated. You'll see bots doing stupid things from time to time. You'll find LAC is a lot more satisfying if you keep in mind that the primary focus is on online, multiplayer, World War II combat simulation versus other humans and allied with other humans. LAC's missions support a maximum of only 10 players. Although that's more than most other combat flight sims not assessing a monthly fee, whenever more than 10 players are connected to the server, the excess must start another mission. With just 3 online missions exposed in the menus, you might think that the entire LAC community would be limited to a total of 30 simultaneous players worldwide, but that's not the case. LAC's server divides the LAC community into as many as 32 realms, each of which can support 3 simultaneous missions, each with as many as 10 players. Each of those realms is completely isolated from the other realms. This means that the LAC community can grow to support as many as 960 simultaneous players through the current server, but every player must choose the single realm in which he will fly. Being new, LAC still has some bugs. When you discover one, a polite email message to webmaster@askmrwizard.com will get the attention of the developers and will likely result in a fixed version. The LAC Community. Because Linux Air Combat is new, at the time of this writing in late December of 2019, the LAC community is small, and it is focused on just one server and just one realm to help users find one another within that small community. Players wishing to participate are advised to install Mumble, or just to hang out in the main Mumble channel at linuxaircombat.com until somebody else shows up and says he wants to fly. Better yet, recruit a friend and get him to join in. If you find that you are the only player in an online arena, the other 9 player positions are automatically staffed by bots, managed by your own aircraft. The bots will use the best of their limited intelligence to provide interesting targets for your target practice exercises. As soon as another sentient online player, a human, enters your arena, all of the bots will go into their stupid mode and simply climb away into the distance in order to help you focus on human opponents. Gun camera films and server missions. Online players can ask the LAC server to record their mission activities for subsequent online replay. This is done by pressing the keyboard's C key to commence recording, where C stands for camera, and pressing the C again to command the server to stop recording. If the recorded activity turns out to be particularly fun or interesting, the player can send an email to webmaster@askmrwizard.com to request that it be replayed in one of LAC's 32 distinct realms. Once that is done, players can fly within the recorded environment, even re-recording it with additional changes. A growing library of these player-generated server missions is already available, and the server admins are pleased to activate them upon request by email. Among LAC's 32 distinct realms, Realm 0 gets special attention. Within that realm, the LAC server automatically hosts the best of these pre-recorded server missions, in which fleets of red team bombers attack blue team HQ airfields. These provide an intense, persistent experience even if no other human players are active, since the pre-recorded bombers fly formations that were actually flown by skilled human players according to devious and dangerous strategies. Network players can join these server missions at any time, joining, escorting, or opposing the automated bombers. Damage inflicted on enemy facilities and any repairs to your own facility are preserved after you leave, so your efforts on the ongoing tactical situation are seen by the next players to join the same mission. Now that LAC design and development is stable, and we have production versions available, the developers plan to commence an aggressive promotional campaign aimed at getting LAC into the free software repositories for all of the major Linux distributions. At that point, it is likely that hundreds of people will begin to enjoy LAC from locations all around the world. Other realms will get populated, and perhaps additional LAC servers will appear. The future. Because LAC is open source software, the future is wide open, and it could be up to you. LAC has the basics in place, and derivative works could be taken in almost any direction. Perhaps we may someday see versions of LAC that focus on the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Cold War, or one of the modern Middle East conflicts of the present day. Time and available resources from the open source community will tell. Conclusions. At the time of this writing in December of 2019, LAC has emerged as the overall leader in free, open source combat flight sims for Linux. It's not perfect, and it's not the best in any one area, but it's better than average at everything that counts. It's fun, well documented, and easy to learn. In particular, because its emphasis is on historic simulation more than on gaming, LAC is far more realistic than the game console toys that are popular with teens and young adults, but it is almost as easy to learn, because there is no need to memorize magic spells or game-specific whimsical imaginary features. It's all just science and history. LAC is full of compromises made in the name of fun, simplicity, high performance, and easy learning. Those compromises diminish the painful aspects of ultra-realism, but the resulting balance yields an almost perfect blend of realism and fun. It just works. And for anybody that understands the basics of flight and historic air combat tactics, it just makes sense.